And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Hopkinton High School turf fields for Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Softball on HCAM. And it is playoff time, and today the second-seeded Hillers are taking on 31st-seeded Shepherd Hill in what should be a good playoff battle here today. This Hiller team, they have been sensational, and they are looking to continue their success into the postseason, and they certainly have big goals this year and hoping to do big things. They got some great pitching, they got great fielding, great hitting, so they certainly have some big goals for the season as we are ready to get started, starting a few minutes early. Original scheduled start time was 5 o'clock, but we are underway, and the first hitter at the plate, that is Addison Dono. So Addison Dono, the first hitter for Shepherd Hill. We're working on getting you those lineups. We should have them shortly. We do have the Hiller lineup. We'll get you that in just a moment. Tom Nappy, happy to be on the call with you for this round of 32 matchup. Joe Frackleton on camera. It's a beautiful day here at Hopkinton High School for softball, as that one's fouled away. And a little bit of a breeze, but certainly a nice sunny day. Temperatures in the 60s, high 60s. And it's expected to stay that way throughout much of the game. May cool down a bit later, but beautiful conditions to say the least. As Addie Walls working on the hill for the Hillers. Swing and a miss, and there's strikeout number one. A nice way to start the day for Addie. And we'll have our second hitter of the inning. And that will be Shaylee Sesla. And she hits this one foul. And a strike delivered there. Now, despite the fact that the Shepherd Hill team is the 31st seed, they are 17-4 overall. But as I always say in these state tournaments, the seeding does not matter. Throw the regular season records out the window. Lineup and the pitch, and that's a little dribbler. Up the middle, throw to first, not in time, an infield single. Sometimes that's all you need, a little tap. And there's a runner aboard with one out for the Rams of Shepherd Hill. And that pitch a little high, and checking on the runner, and a ball thrown into the outfield, but a good recovery there by Cammie Trendle. At the plate now for Shepherd Hill, that is Emily Holtgren. And the runner took off from first. She's aboard at second. I think Shepherd Hill knows they're going to have to manufacture runs in this one, especially to keep up with these high-flying Hiller bats. And that's fouled off, and as the runner's going to advance to third. I don't know, maybe it didn't get a piece of the batter after all. If that was foul, she'd have to retreat, but I believe it must have been off the catcher's glove. Speaking of the catcher, let's get you the Hiller defense. Addie Walls on the mound. Caroline Osmond is your catcher. At first base, you got Tenley Wynn, as this is a short. Throw to first, they get the out, but a run is in. So a job well done by Hultgren. A sacrifice 6-3 RBI ground out to score Schlesla. And Shepherd Hill leads it 1-0. And that is now going to bring up the cleanup hitter. This is Alyssa Forbes. And that pitch got away. Gonna have to be careful behind the plate. Continuing with the Hiller defense, Tenley Wynn at first base, Charlotte Holden at second base, Holly Paharik your shortstop, Ashley Callery your third baseman from left to right, Zoe Levine, Callie Arthur, and Cammie Trendle. Another strike there, 1-2. And that pitch a little low. So that's going to make the count 3-1 now. Swing and a miss, full count. Wind up and the pitch, up high. Walk is drawn. Perhaps maybe some postseason jitters early on, but I'm sure she'll work those out rather quick, as that'll bring Olivia Jankowski to the plate. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. And the runner taking off, ball thrown into the outfield. So you can tell that this Shepherd Hill team, they got some speed, and you're going to have to watch out for that. Set to deliver, and that pitch a little high. Yeah, Eddie Walls wants to work on getting those pitches down a bit. And there's, you call that a strike? He kind of signaled, he did. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, and that will wrap up the top of the first, but Shepherd Hill does play to run. It's 1-0, heading to the bottom of the first in this playoff game on HCAM. welcome back. We are ready for the bottom of the first inning. On the hill for Shepherd Hill is Alyssa Forbes. And first pitch delivered there for ball one to Addie Walls, who's leading things off today. Addie Walls, the great pitcher for the Hillers, as she puts this one back to the mound. Throw to first, they get the out. And a correction, the pitcher out there is Maddie Carpenter for Shepherd Hill. So a 1-3 out to start things off. And now you got Zoe Levine coming to the plate. She's in left field today. Let's get you that Hiller batting order. Addie Walls, the pitcher, led off. Zoe Levine, left fielder, hitting second. Charlotte Holden, second baseman, hitting third. Holly Paharik, shortstop, hitting cleanup. More after this pitch. And this is up the middle, and that is into center field. A one-out single for Levine, and that'll bring up Charlotte Holden. So after Holly in the cleanup spot, you got Caroline Osmond, the catcher, hitting fifth. Ashley Callery, third baseman, hits sixth. Zoe Adams, designated player, hitting seventh. Tenley Wynn, first baseman, hitting eighth. Callie Arthur, center fielder, hitting ninth. Cammie Trendle is the right fielder and the flex position. Well, this is the part of the Hillers order that has done all kinds of damage lately, so they are looking to do some more. And the runner from first is going to go, and the throw is cut off by the pitcher. Stolen base for Levine. There's a strike. And pitch down low. And there's a strike. Well, looks like we got a couple pretty good pitchers in our hands for this one. And there's an out. A strikeout there, 2 away, and that's going to bring up Holly Paharik. Paharik fouls that one away. Set to deliver, and this is hit in the air, right side, and it is caught for the third out. So after one inning of play, it's Shepherd Hill 1, the Hillers nothing. We head to the second inning on HCAM. Moving right along to the second inning, a 1-0 Shepherd Hill lead. And due up for Shepherd Hill, you have Annie Haas, the first baseman. And we'll take you through the Shepherd Hill lineup in just a moment. Walls delivers down low. All right, so leading off for Shepherd Hill, the second baseman, Addison Dono. Then you got Shaylee Schliza, the center fielder, hitting second. Emily Holgren, shortstop, hitting third. Alyssa Forbes, catcher, hitting cleanup. Olivia Janikowski, left fielder, hitting fifth. Annie Haas, first baseman, hitting sixth. Maddie Carpenter, pitcher, hitting seventh. Elise Peculis, third baseman, hitting eighth. Jill Clark, designated player, hitting ninth. And Sarah Miller as the right fielder and the flex. Wind up and the pitch. And a little low, says the home plate umpire. 2-1 the count. And that one a little high, walk drawn. Well, you got to keep in mind this Hiller softball team, they haven't played in over a week. They had their senior day game, I believe it was Memorial Day weekend, the Friday of Memorial Day weekend, the Friday night. And they haven't played since then. And there's a bunt, and that's fouled away. Actually, it was that Thursday, so it's been 9 days since this team has had any real competition. Of course, they've been practicing and probably had some scrimmages, but certainly nothing beats the actual real game situations. That's bunted foul. But as soon as Addie Walls settles down, I'm sure she'll be right back to it. Just working out the kinks here in these early innings. And that pitch a little low. Addie Walls, of course, got her 300th career strikeout in the Hillers' win against Norwood on Senior Day, which is just, it's remarkable for anyone, but let alone a sophomore like Addie Walls. Unbelievable to achieve that as a sophomore. And speaking of strikeouts, a swing and a miss there, one away. And now you got Elise Peculis, the third baseman, stepping to the plate. Checking at first, runner back. Just safe. Pretty good back pick there by Osmond. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1 on, 1 out. She deals, bunt pulled back, ball gets away. Runner from first advances to second. Two and one the count. So you can mark that down as an advance on the wild pitch. Bunt pulled back, that's strike two. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and there's out number 2. And that'll bring up Jill Clark, the designated player. Jill Clark, a sophomore for Shepherd Hill. Takes that one down low. Shepherd Hill had to play a prelim game to get into this game. And they got a nice win. Strike there. 1-1 the count. And she held her swing and took ball 2. Pretty good crowd on hand, taking in the action, hanging out along the hill area in front of us. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Addie Wall seems like she's starting to find her rhythm now. Fouled off the backstop. And another foul ball. Good battle here. I'll tell you, this Shepherd Hill lineup impressive. They got some hitters in there. And how about another foul ball? I'm not sure what that ball hit, but it did not sound good. And that's ball 3, full count now. Well, Walls has had to work a bit in these first couple innings, up to 45 pitches. And this is hit into center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Lead runner holds at third. So a pair on with 2 outs as Jill Clark comes through. Now you have runners on first and third and at the top of the order coming up. Addison Dono due up. Hiller's going to strategize here. Addison struck out last inning. Runner taking off from first, and smart play by Holly there, as instead of trying to get the runner at second, she turned to the runner at third. Yeah, if Holly threw that ball, the runner at third would have definitely tried to score. So that's just smart defense right there by Holly. That one fouled away. 1-1. And another foul, 1-2. I have a feeling Addie's going to bring out the heater here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. What a pitch by Addie Walls. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Shepherd Hill with the 1-0 lead on HCAM. This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TV. We are ready for the bottom of the second. And a rather quick transition there between innings. Caroline Osmond, the fifth hitter in the lineup at the plate for the Hillers. Get Caroline Osmond, Ashley Callery, and Zoe Adams due up. And here's a ball down low, 1-1. So your Shepherd Hill defense, Maddie Carpenter on the hill, Alyssa Forbes the catcher. Over at first base, Annie Hast, Addison Dono the second baseman. Emily Holtgren is the shortstop. Elise Perculis, the third baseman. From left to right, Livia Jankowski, Shaylee Shiza, and Sarah Miller is your right fielder and flex. 2-2 the count. And this is hit in the air towards center field and caught for the out. One away, that'll bring up Ashley Callery. Now, one thing I'm noticing out of the Shepherd Hill team, they got some good defense. They seem to be a very well disciplined team, and to be in the league they are, have a 17-4 record. Very impressive. That pitch down low. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss. And she gets a good piece of this one over to right field, and that's caught. Getting under it to make the catch, Sarah Miller, and that's two away. Zoe Adams due up. There's a strike. Yeah, this certainly has the makings of probably a lower scoring game with the way these two pitchers have looked. Another strike there, 0-2. Fouled away. 1-2 the count. Yeah, first pitch was a ball, and then a couple strikes. And she puts this one in the air, and it's caught by the shortstop. We are through two, and we are heading to the top of three. It's Shepherd Hill 1, Hillers nothing. Playoff softball on HCAM. This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. top of the third inning. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Shepherd Hill, who has a 1-0 lead. Shaylee She's up there, swing and a miss. It's Shaylee Sesla, excuse me. Down low. 1-1. Set for the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Well, Addie Walls knows she's going to have her A game today. Down low. And how about a strikeout? That is strikeout number 5 for Addie. Emily Hultgren coming to the plate, the shortstop. There's a strike. It's actually 6 strikeouts now for Addie. She struck out, got all 3 outs via strikeout last inning. And there's strike 2. And this is hit in the air. That'll drop into right field. And that is going to be a 1-out single for Hultgren. That'll bring up Alyssa Forbes, the catcher. And we're going to get a courtesy runner here, perhaps. Nope, no changes in the field as far as I could tell. And this is up the left side, glove by the third baseman. Throw to second, and they'll get one. Forbes reaches on the 5-4 force out, 2 away. Olivia Jankowski to the plate. Well, a number of other TVL games in action tonight. Hiller Boys Lacrosse is over in Westwood. Westwood TV at that game. They'll unfortunately not be able to record the game, but it will not be live, but they will be giving us some updates during our softball broadcast. So hopefully we'll be able to fill you in with what's happening over in Westwood with the boys lacrosse team. And Hiller Tennis, they were in action earlier, and we should have an update for you about that shortly. Swing and a miss. Runner from first taking off, and they got her! Caught stealing is Forbes. And that will wrap up the inning. We are heading to the bottom of the third on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Bottom of the third inning. And a strike to start things off to Tenley win. Well, Maddie Carpenter out there pitching well for Shepherd Hill, holding this potent Hiller lineup at bay. That pitch down low. Well, the winner of this game advances to the round of 16 to take on the winner, to take on Marblehead, who defeated Leominster. Marblehead, the 15th seed, a swing and a miss. If the Hillers were to win today, they would host. And if Shepherd Hill were to win, they would travel. But there is not a single easy game in this tournament. Every opponent is going to bring something to the table. Callie Arthur at the plate, facing a 1-0 count, 1 out in the inning. Two and 0. Set to deliver. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Will be top of the order after Callie. Fouled away into the backstop. 2-2. Line up and the pitch. And she drives this one in the air to center field. That's going to land. Here she goes to second base, and she is aboard with a stand-up double. What a piece of hitting there by Callie. And she has been great with the bat lately. She gave that one a great pop. And now Addie Walls to the plate to try to help her own cause. There's a strike. And this is ripped up the middle. That's going to get through. Here comes Callie around to score. Throw home, not in time. She slides in. And actually, the pitcher didn't even throw. She hung on to the ball. We are knotted at one apiece. An RBI single for Addie Walls. And that'll bring up Zoe Levine, the left fielder. We're going to get a courtesy runner in the game for the Hillers. Coming in for the pitcher, you got Elena Vallis to pinch run. Coming into this game, Callie Arthur batting average .509. Very impressive stuff. There's a bunt, and that is going to go foul. Callie Arthur third on the team with batting average, adding on to it here today to get things started here in this third. That was her 10th double of the season. And of course you have Addie Walls, who's been no slouch with the bat herself, .436 batting average heading into today's game. And she collected her 16th RBI. That pitch down low, and the pitch runner for Walls, Vallis, takes off. So Vallis aboard at second base. 1 out, only 1 out in the inning. Hiller's looking to go ahead here. So Levine reached on a single in the first inning. And takes a ball there. 2-2 the count. And that's popped up, foul. Out of play. Count remains 2-2. Zoe hitting a .350 on the season, .494 on base percentage. So she's done very well with the bat. And she puts this one in the air towards left center, towards the fence. It's off the fence. Here comes a run to score. And she's aboard with an RBI double. Hillers take the lead. That ball nearly left the ballpark, but just stayed in, went right off the top of that fence. And the pinch runner for Addie Walls around to score. Hiller bats starting to come alive. And the umpire just going to wait while they fix the outfield wall, the fence they got over there. Of course, one of the great memories that fence brings is an incredible catch by a Medfield outfielder who went flying right into the fence and was able to catch the ball. The good news is you're not going to get too hurt running into that fence, since it will just fall, and it's not like a hard wall or an actual fence, so you can make plays running into it. Set to step in for the Hillers is Charlotte Holden to try to keep the rally going. Takes that one low, 1-0. Well, this is what the Hillers were waiting for, the bats to come alive and for them to start getting some pops. There's a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Only one out in the inning still. That pitch slightly high, 2-2. And inside there, full count. She winds and deals, and the walk is drawn. Holden heads to first base, and now you got the always dangerous Holly Paharic to the plate. Shepherd Hills, they're going to strategize here. Well, Holly Paharic, the team leader, .579 batting average, .671 on base percentage. And she is certainly dangerous. 36 RBIs, 11 home runs, 33 runs scored. And we'll see if they pitch to her here. Well, actually, you kind of got it. You don't want to load the bases. There is only one out. Here we go. Holly Paharic at the plate. 2 on, 1 out. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 1-0. Set to deal. Fouled into the backstop. 1-1. Bit of a late swing there from Holly. Well, the Hillers getting Maddie Carpenter to work a bit in this inning. They hope to keep it going. And this is hit in the air, driven a long way to center field, but it's caught. The outfielders were playing deep there, but the runner from second will tag and advance to third. So it'll be runners on the corners for the Hillers. And Holly got a great piece of that one. A lot of fields that would have been gone, but she was hitting that towards the deepest part of this ballpark. She often likes to go that way, and she has certainly cleared that fence a number of times. Caroline Osmond at the plate. Osmond puts this one in the air to right field. It's caught for the third out, but a good inning for the Hillers. They played a pair, and they lead it 2-1 as we head to the top of the fourth on HCAM. Top of the fourth inning. Hillers now leading 2-1 after a two-run bottom of the third. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Shepherd Hill. Olivia Jankowski, Annie Hast, and Maddie Carpenter. Lineup and the pitch from Walls. And that is ball one, 1-0. We do have a Hiller boys tennis update. It's a good one for you Hiller fans out there. The Hopkinton Hillers moving to the Elite Eight after a sweep of a win against Longmeadow. 5-0 the final against Longmeadow. Hiller boys tennis moving on to the Elite Eight. What a team they got this season. And they will play the winner of North Quincy and Walpole at a time and date to be announced. But Hiller boys tennis moving on. And Hiller boys lacrosse, they'll be starting up in Westwood in just a bit. And we'll likely be able to bring you a couple updates from that game. 3-0 count here. There's a strike, 3-1. And right now on the HCAM website, as well as our YouTube channel, there's some great interviews I did recently with the Hiller boys tennis team. Another strike there. She thought she had the walk, but the umpire says no, 3-2. And those were just posted today, so they are fresh. And a walk here for Olivia Jankowski. And that'll bring up Annie Hast. Line up and the pitch down low. Yeah, every now and then Addie Walls has a little trouble getting that fastball up. And it's a bunt, slow roller, good bunt, throw to first, and it is not in time. Everybody's gonna be safe. Out at second, did they get the out at second? They did. They caught her off the bag, and they get Jankowski out at second. Yeah, she overran second base a little bit, and the throw right back to the back just in time to lay the tag down. And now Maddie Carpenter is set to step to the plate. That's a big break there for the Hillers. Instead of having 2 on with no outs, you got 1 on first with 1 out. Pitch inside, 2-1. Checking at first. Runner back safe. And there's ball 3, 3-0. And there's ball 4. Eddie Walls having a little bit of trouble this inning. And that'll bring out Coach Alberry for a chat. Yeah, she's had to throw a good amount of pitches against this tough Shepherd Hill lineup. And these hitters they can battle. Addie Walls up to 72 pitches now. Wind up and the pitch. Bunt pulled back. Two on, 1 out. 1-0 the count on Elise Perculis, the third baseman. There's a bunt, and she got a piece of it. Foul, 1-1. Another bunt here, and she misses with that one, 1-2. Well, Addie Walls has difficult pitches to hit and difficult pitches to bunt. Swing and a miss. Out number 2. And that'll bring up Jill Clark, the designated player. And she got a nice hit back in the second inning and absolutely battled with Addie. So we'll see how she does here. And there's a strike. And she held her swing. That one was close, 1-1. That pitch slightly high there. Or 2-2 the count. Or 2-1 rather. That is hit in the air right side and caught by the first baseman. And a nice catch there by Tenley Wynn to end the inning. And despite 3 reaching for Shepherd Hill, they come up scoreless. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Hillers lead 2-1 on HCAM. Bottom of the fourth inning. Stepping in for the Hillers, Ashley Callery. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up, and Callery puts this one on the ground. Into right field it goes. She's aboard with a leadoff single. That'll bring up Zoe Adams. Now the Hiller bats starting to make some noise. And this is a slow roller picked up at third base, and it's an overthrow. Everybody's going to be safe. Lead runner is going to advance. Callery's going to come all the way home. Here she goes, and she has the third Hiller run of the day. And Zoe Adams slides in safely to third base. Well, sometimes you just want to hold that throw, but they throw it into the outfield. It goes. And both runners on base end up advancing 2 bases further than they would have been. And the Hillers get a run as Tenley Wins set to step to the plate. And they're just making sure second base is put back in. Base came out on the slide. Great slide by Callery. And when that ball went into the outfield, she was able to get home in no time. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Wynn fouls out one away. 0-2 the count. Ooh, off the catcher's helmet. Count remains 0-2. And big gust of wind coming in. Swing and a miss, and there is out number 1. Now bring up Callie Arthur, the center fielder. Callie had a nice hit last inning and ended up scoring one of the 2 runs. One and 0 count. Look out, there's a strike. 1-1. And just a constant wind now. You get some long-lasting gusts here at the Hopkinton High School turf fields. That pitch low. 2-1. Lined up and the pitch, and that's fouled into the backstop. 2-2. Full count now. And the battle continues. Well, the Hillers, they got some good balance in this lineup. Not only do you got good hitters at the top and the middle, you got some good hitters in the later spots as well. Count is full. And she gets a piece of this one, right side foul out of play. Well, the Hillers as a team hitting a .419 with a .497 on base percentage. Very impressive stuff. And this is ripped up the middle. That'll get through. Here comes another run. An RBI single for Callie Arthur. Zoe Adams around to score the 4th Hiller run of the game. Now it's top of the order for the Hillers. Here's Addie Walls. Up high, gets away from the catcher. Runner on first will advance. Arthur now aboard at second base. Still only one out for the Hillers. And that pitch inside, good eye there, 2-0. And Walls puts this up the left side. That'll trickle in to left field. It'll be runners on the corners for the Hillers. Say Levine set to step in. We'll get a courtesy runner. Lena Vallis in the game to run. Levine 2 for 2 today. Up high. Runner takes off, stolen base. Courtesy runner in for Addie, and nice steal there by Vallis. And this is hit in the air. That'll drop into right field. One run is in. Here comes another run. And it's 2 more runs for the Hillers. And Zoe Levine still running. She advanced to second on the throw, and she'll stay there. What a piece of hitting that was. A 2 RBI single, and she advances to second on the throw. And the Hiller bats are rolling. They now lead it 6-1. And now here's Charlotte Holden. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. There's strike 2. Still only 1 out in the inning. And there's out number 2. That'll bring up Holly Paharic. Holly Paharic has flown out and had a sacrifice RBI. And she's going to put this in the air, foul out of play. Here's the 0-1. And that one low, 1-1. Holly Paharic will be playing softball at Boston College next year. There's a strike, 1-2. And she rips into this one, right side, and that is bye-bye. A 2-run homer for Holly Paharic. Paharic tore the top of the ball off with that hit. And the Hillers have batted around and played 2 more runs. A 2-run blast for Holly Paharic. And they have opened this game up. Caroline Osmond set to step to the plate. Well, the Hillers looking to continue the rally. That ball didn't have a chance. Absolutely crushed. Down low. 1-0 the count. Another low pitch there, 2-0. Certainly a tough inning for Shepherd Hill. At the Hiller bats just going off. Very impressive, 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. And the walk is drawn. Coming up for the second time this inning, Ashley Callery. And we'll get a courtesy runner in there. Ava Davenport coming in to pinch run for the catcher. Down low, gets away, and Osmond will advance. Or excuse me, the courtesy runner will advance. Ava Davenport. And this is ripped into center field. That'll get down. Here comes another run. An RBI single for Ashley Callery. The Hillers put it to the Rams in this inning. They have now plated 7 runs in the inning and lead it 9-1. That pitch down low. Zoe Adams at the plate. And Adams pops that one up out of play. And she hits this one in the air over to right field and caught for the 3rd out. But the Hillers plate not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 runs in the 4th inning, and they lead it 9-1 as we head to the top of the 5th on HCAM. Top of the 5th inning. Hiller's certainly feeling good. They lead it 9-1. And it is top of the order for Shepherd Hill. That pitch a little low. It's Addison Dono at the plate. One and one the count. And this is hit in the air over to left center. And that is, I believe, went under the fence. So it's a ground rule double. So ground rule double to start off the inning for Shepherd Hill. And, well, they certainly need to get their bats going to get back into this game after what the Hillers did last inning. So we'll see if they could do that. Shaylee Shiza at the plate. And Addie wants a new softball. There's a strike. Checking at second, runner back safe. I'll tell you, Caroline Osmond, she's got just an unbelievable throw from behind home plate. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And this is hit in the air towards left center and caught by the center fielder. Runner stays put at second base, one away. And that'll bring up Emily Holtgren, the shortstop. Well, we were mentioning Hiller boys tennis got the win today in the round of 16 against Longmeadow. They won via a sweep and are moving on to the round of 8. That pitch got away. Good job by Osmond keeping it in front of her. Another Hiller playoff team that recently won was Hiller baseball. Last night we had the game live for you. It was a wild 1-0 win over Shepherd Hill for Hiller baseball. Or excuse me, Whitman Hanson for Hiller baseball. The one run coming in the bottom of the 6th off a catcher's error. And the Hiller baseball team moving on to the round of 16. A swing and a miss there, 2-2. And there's strike 3, 2 away. Stepping to the plate is Alyssa Forbes, the catcher. And that's fouled away. Alyssa Jr. Line up and the pitch. And that's popped foul. 0-2. And there's strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning. And that will do it for the top of the 5th. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. The Hillers leading 9-1 on HCAM. Bottom of the 5th inning, a 9-1 Hiller lead. Due up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Tenley Wynn set to step in. Tenley Wynn, Callie Arthur, followed by Addie Walls. And looks like we may have a new pitcher for Shepherd Hill. And that new pitcher is Sam Mahan, who will take over. I'll tell you, Maddie Carpenter, I mean, she has some good stuff on the mound, but these Hiller bats, they could be overwhelming. So now Sam Mahan out there, and she's going to try to see if she could get some quick outs here in this bottom of the 5th. After the Hillers had a 7-run inning in the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 the count to Win. And this is up the third base side. Fair ball. Throw to first. They get the out. 5-3. 4 out number 1. And that'll bring up Callie Arthur. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call for this Hiller softball playoff game. Joe Frackleton on camera. Beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures not too bad at all. Nice breeze coming in. 0-1 the count on Callie Arthur. And she puts this one into left field. That'll trickle in for a single, and now it's top of the order time for the Hillers. Addie Walls set to step to the plate. Fouled away. Well, Walls had a nice hit last inning. Had a nice single, and then scored on a Zoe Levine 2 RBI single. That pitch down low, runner from first, taking off. She's safe. Stolen base for Callie. Hillers, they steal the base as well. 64 steals on the season, and they are 92% successful. And oh, that was right up the middle and caught by the shortstop. Absolutely ripped up the middle. Got to give the shortstop big credit on that one, Emily Hulkgren. A nice catch there. And then good heads up base running by Callie Arthur to hurry back to that second base bag. Zoe Levine steps to the plate. And there's a strike. Levine have quite a day, 3 for 3 at the plate. And also has 3 RBIs to her credit. Takes that one high, 1-1. There's strike 2, 1-2. And this is hit in the air towards the fence. That'll drop in front of the fence. Another run is around for the Hillers. An RBI double for Levine, who's 4 for 4 on the day. And that'll bring up Charlotte Holden. A pitch down low, 1-0. Another pitch down low, 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. And this is hit in the air over towards center field and caught for the third out, but the Hillers plate another run, and they lead it 10-1 as we head to the top of the sixth on HCAM. Top of the sixth inning. A 10-1 Hiller lead. And they are feeling good. At the plate, that is Olivia Jankowski, the left fielder. First pitch, a strike. Here's the 0-1. Down low. And this is tattooed towards center field, and that is gone. A home run for Olivia Jankowski. Oh, she got a good piece of that one. And that ball sails out of here, and Shepherd Hill has their second run of the game. And that'll bring up Annie Haas, the first baseman. Yeah, these Shepherd Hill hitters, they're making good contact against a very good pitcher. That pitch inside, ball one, 1-0. There's a strike. Annie Hast has walked and singled so far today. And she's going to try to bunt here. Foul, 1-2. Well, Addie Wall's having to work today. She's up above 100 pitches now. There's strike three. One away. That'll bring up Maddie Carpenter. Actually, we're going to be getting the relief pitcher, Sam Mahan, to the plate. Sam Mahan in the game for Maddie Carpenter. Pitched last inning, gave up a run and a couple hits, but kept this very potent Hiller lineup relatively calm. Here's the 0-1. As calm as you can, really, the way this team's hitting the ball. 0-2 the count now. Just misses, 1-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Elise Bakulis, the third baseman, to step to the plate. Swing and a miss. That pitch down low, 1-1. Little high there, 2-1. Ooh. Oh, there's a strike, 2-2. A little bit of a late call there. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and she strikes out the side. Well, she gives up the solo shot to start the inning, but then strikes out the next 3 hitters. It's 10-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th on HCAM. All right, folks, we are set for the bottom of the 6th inning, and leading things off is Holly Paharik. And she had an absolute blast in the 4th inning. A 2-run homer. And she'll get hit by the pitch here. So, lead hitter on for the Hillers. Now Caroline Osmond set to step to the plate. And she holds her swing there. 1-0 the count. And that's foul. 1-1. And she drives this one in the air to right field, and it's caught. And she got under that one nicely. But those outfielders playing deep, they know what these Hiller bats could do. Ashley Callery set to step to the plate. One on, one out for the Hillers. And Callery fouls this one away. Well, Callery has a pair of hits today. An RBI single in the fourth. Had actually two singles in the fourth inning. Had an RBI and scored a run. That pitch low. 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. And runner taking off from first. Throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Holly. Mahan set to deliver. And that pitch down low. Holly's going to take third. Why not? Well, this Hiller team, they'll attack you in every way with the bats. They'll attack you on the base paths. And, of course, from the mound with Addie Walls. 3-1 the count. And this is ripped into left field. That'll get down for a hit. Rolls all the way to the fence. And she is going to head to second. A stand-up double for Ashley Callery. An RBI double as Holly Paharic around to score. And it's a 9-run Hiller lead. Zoe Adams set to step to the plate. First pitch to Zoe, a ball, 1-0. Down low, runner from second going to take off as the got away from the catcher. So Callery advances on the wild pitch, 2-0 count. Another pitch down low there, 3-0. And the walk is drawn. That'll bring up Tenley Wynn. Tenley Wynn looking for her first hit of the day. She's 0 for 3 so far. That pitch down low. Runner taking off, and this time I think they got her. And they did. But the runner from third came home and scored. Ashley Callery sneaks home, but I think Shepherd Hill at this point will take the out. And this is driven in the air. That'll drop in front of the fence. Here she goes to second base. And it's a double for Tenley Wynn as she's in the scorebooks with a base hit. And that'll bring up Callie Arthur. Nice piece of hitting by Tenley. Callie Arthur 3 for 3 today. Also has scored all 3 times. A pitch inside. That one down low, 2-0. And inside there, 3-0. And it looks like Mahan trying to keep her pitches down and not hang them in the zone. There's a strike, 3-1. She was keeping him a little too far down, but gets a strike there. And this is hit in the air. That'll drop into center field. Here comes another Hiller run. She'll slide home, and the Hillers lead it by 11. An RBI single for Callie Arthur. Top of the order now for the Hillers. Addie Walls at the plate. And she gets a piece of this one to left field, but it's caught for the out. And we will have a top of the 7th coming up next on HCAM. Top of the 7th inning, Shepherd Hill down to their final 3 outs. Jill Clark at the plate, the designated player. And she'll take a strike. Actually, looks like we might have a pinch hitter up there. Hit in the air. This is Ella Canning, and she'll fly out. So Ella Canning came in to pinch hit. A pop out there. 1 away. And we'll see if Shepherd Hill maybe empties the bench here, and that looks like what they are going to do. Give the younger girls one last plate appearance for the season. This is Cadence Duvall at the plate. Down low. 2-0 the count. Walls delivers. And a little low, 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. And how about another strike? Count is full. Up high, walk drawn. And coming up now, we have Erin Gormley. Ball 1-0. And there's a strike, 1-1. So as mentioned, the Hillers looking good to advance on. They'll meet up with Marblehead. And it looks like we do now know the date and time of that game. It is going to be on Thursday at 4 p.m. right here at Hopkinton High School. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the throw down to second, runner is safe. Stolen base there. A 2-2 count. Fouled away. Gormley stays alive. So Hopkinton Marblehead, and the date listed on the bracket is June 4th, 4 p.m. So that's on, actually, excuse me, that is Wednesday, June 4th at 4 p.m. So in a couple days from now, we'll be right back here. That pitch down low. 3-2. So Wednesday, June 4th. And of course, for all the updated Hiller playoff scores and information, you can head over to our website at hcam.tv. Gormley draws a walk, second straight walk given up by Walls. And now you got Emily Holgren. She'll hit it in her spot, the shortstop. Fouls that one away. Well, Shepherd Hill down to their last two outs, but they're not going quiet here. They're going to make Addie Walls work for it. Well, Walls will have to rest up that arm as she delivers a wild one there. Yeah, she's getting up there in pitches too. Now well over 118 pitches. If she really starts to struggle, they'll probably put Riesenberger out there, swing and a miss. But typically Walls could fight through it. She'll give up a walk or two and then get right back to her A game. 1-2 the count. There it is, strike three. 2 away. Shepherd Hill down to their final out. It looks like we've got Alyssa Forbes sitting here. That pitch a little low, 1-0. Up the middle, into center field it goes. One run is in, And here comes a second run. And it's a 2 RBI single for Forbes. That makes it a 13-4 game. Olivia Jankowski at the plate. She had a big-time homer last inning, and she'll pop this one up. And it's caught in foul territory by Callery, and that'll do it. The Hopkinton Hillers are moving on to the round of 16 as they collect the 13-4 victory here today over Shepherd Hill. The second-seeded Hillers victorious over 31st-seeded Shepherd Hill by a final of 13-4. And the Hillers move on to next host, Marblehead, the 15th seed, right here at Hopkinton High School, Wednesday, June 4th at 4 p.m. Should be another great battle for this Hillers softball team. And, you know, it looked like the first couple innings, they maybe had to dust off the cobwebs a little. They haven't played in over a week, but they certainly did just that as they put up a 2-run third inning, a 7-run fourth inning, grabbed another run in the 5th, and 3 more in the 6th. The bats were going, the pitching was rolling, and the Hopkinton Hillers are rolling on to the round of 16 as they take down Shepherd Hill by a final score of 13-4. Hillers score 13 runs on 16 hits, committing no errors. Shepherd Hill 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. For Joe Frackleton on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time, Hillers victorious over Shepherd Hill in the Division II round of 32 by a final of 13-4. We thank you for watching our live coverage here today. That is just about going to do it. For everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. A big thank you to Joe Frackleton once again, who did some tremendous camera work. Thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.